Good morning. This is Monday Bliss, a very beautiful Monday morning. Welcome to Monday Bliss, and of course, I am not alone. Let me start with Fred Arocho. Welcome, Fred Arocho.
Thank you very much.
Umzima?
We are here.
Weekend imekuwa?
We are back. We are back.
Coach Ken Kabedi? Popo?
Hivi imekuwa na uzuri wake na imekuwa na challenge yake.
You look so bored, you look so umechoka.
Beaten.
Sijapigwa Rocho.
Two are beaten.
What happened, Coach Kabedi? Unaka umechoka sana.
We were not beaten. Football always got team na support. Not that bad off.
Okay.
But team yenye na coach TTA Queens. Sad things that happened over the weekend. Maybe tutaiguzia kwa sure.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Innocent Mutiso. Tafadhali, tuongei sana, sawa? Tuongei sana. Najua sahi kiburi ko huko. Innocent, welcome.
Thank you very much.
We missed you so much.
I missed you guys too.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm very much good.
Do you want to say anything before we start?
Yes, definitely.
Please go ahead.
You know, we are only at the top. I needed to be here so that I have people to talk to. You know, they're at the top where you don't have any rivals.
I've missed
You've missed Mutiso.
I've missed Mutiso.
Talking about Arsenal, this is the question of the day. Do you think that this is Arsenal season? Huh?
Yes, definitely.
Mutiso, why are you so sure? And we also what happened.
No, you should start with me.
Yesterday.
No, why?
No.
You
why?
Said,
No. You should
let me
Two
start
of my teams
because
are number one, occupying number one. Gor Mahia is occupying number one. And
let me ask you this question, Mutiso. We also what happened Jana. So why do you think this is your season?
Because that was quite a difficult game against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. It was difficult. I think that's the only team in the Premier League this season that gave us a run for our money. Even that loss against Liverpool, we dominated that game. But against Sunderland, we did not dominate like we dominated all the other games. And they gave us a run for their money. This is the first team who had 6 shots and 3 on target for the first time this season. This is the only team that has beaten us 2 goals, more than 1 goal this season. And we had knocking out teams. No, it's not a scare. It was a reality check.
Arocho, please hold.
It was a reality check.
Okay.
I was
misleading the house.
You were speaking in silence. Okay. You were speaking in silence.
Mutiso, please go ahead.
Please allow me to.
So
I will call the
what
producer.
What do you think went wrong yesterday before I come to Arocho, and then I'll finish up with Coach Ken Kabedi?
Nothing went wrong. Sunderland deserved that point. Okay. They deserved all the plaudits. They played very well. There were 2 former Arsenal players, Dan Ballard, the one who scored, he scored 1 goal, and Granit Xhaka, the captain of Sunderland, and they had points to prove. And you know, Granit Xhaka also has coaching badges, and you could see during the match, he was coaching the players while he was still playing. That game was very difficult. Sunderland were up to the task. They did their homework very well, and Brian Bobby, the hero of that game, when equalized at the last minute, I mean, it was well deserved. We were just almost there, going into the international break, 8 points clear of second place.
Arocho, I know you have a lot to say. Please, please go ahead, Arocho.
You know, whatever Mutim is trying to say, you can sum it up to one Swahili word, kelele. Why am I saying so? Why am I saying it's kelele? You know, for me, this should be a scare to Arsenal. It should be a scare because look at the fact that in the last 15 matches, Sunderland have not won against Arsenal. That is a scare because this is the season that we thought that Arsenal will win the league. This is the season that I knew that Arsenal is on a roll. But look at how they played that match. So whatever is trying to tell us, I don't see it holding any water because 15 matches moving into this match, Arsenal has not lost against Sunderland.
But
so we were
moving in the league. They were just promoted this season.
You spoke in silence. You spoke in silence.
The last time Sunderland was in the Premier League was in 2015.
The point I'm trying to bring out here is that if Arsenal fans or the fraternity, this match did not bring a scare, then they are lying to themselves. Arsenal should be scared that they didn't get the 3 points against Sunderland. In a nutshell, that's what I'm trying to say. Look at how they were conceding their goals. For me, in fact, I'm even tempted to withdraw my initial statement. I made a statement.
Wow.
Yes,
while we are still occupying number 1.
You spoke in silence.
While we are still occupying number 1.
No. You spoke in silence.
Yes, Arocho, please.
I'm tempted to withdraw my initial statement. I said it on this show that I see Arsenal winning the league. In fact, in the next 3 or so matches, I might withdraw my statement if this is how Arsenal plays. They need to do better so that they can confirm. Yes, being number one is not the problem. Maintaining number one.
Coach Ken Kabedi,
Yes.
you have something to say about
It's a very beautiful morning now that...
Arocho has
wait,
amefanya mpaka
I've been
Coach Ken
silent.
Kabedi's
I've been silent.
Coach Ken Kabedi, please go.
It's so funny because he's in denial that the gap is breaching, and then Arocho is changing his statement. And I said here, Arocho,
It is only a fool who doesn't change.
yes, I agree.
Proceed.
And that is why you are not a fool.
Thank you.
I said it here. This is, to answer the question of the day, this is Arsenal season as it has been the other season. It will be their season. You see the movie, the antagonist, and then the last minute, boom. So we're in season 4 again, episode 11. The usual cyclic will happen.
What you're trying to say,
Wow.
when it comes to December, I think namba 2 hapo si mbaya sana.
No, I want even them in December to be still position 1. But what we know, come May,
Yeah.
we know their usual position.
I want to say something here, and I know it will bring a lot of controversy and heckling from my two counterparts here, because they are so much used to chaos and disorder. And you know, by January, you've talked about the December fixtures, which come thick and fast. And I'm telling you this for a fact. I'm saying here without fear of contradiction. Arsenal will be 10 plus points ahead of number 2 come January. And I will tell you why.
Producer,
No,
take this
I
cut.
will.
No, I'm talking to my producer,
Okay.
Chukwe cut. Please take it and...
Sawa sawa. I will tell you this for a fact that we will be 10 points ahead plus come January ahead of our main rivals. When you look at Man City, they will lose Marmoush in the for AFCON in December. When you look at Manchester United, they will lose their most potent attack. That is Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Mazraoui AFCON. Liverpool will lose Salah. Salah has been their most important player. He's actually the one who won them the league last season. Hands down, no doubt about that. But he will not be there during the AFCON. And if it is Bournemouth who were beaten yesterday by Aston Villa 4 goals to 0, the ones who will be nearer to us, then this league will be gone by January or February. And I'm telling you this. Once the international break is over, we will be inviting back some of the key players who have been injured, like Martin Odegaard, the captain of Arsenal, who controls the tempo of every other match. We'll welcome back Kai Havertz, who we have missed dearly this season. Victor Gyökeres, the top scorer in Europe last season, actually in the whole world last season, will be back. We also have Ben White.
No. He's misleading the house.
I'm not misleading the house. We'll have 8 players who are injured back. We'll have the squad depth.
No.
This
He's
December.
misleading the house. When Mutiso is saying that Gyökeres is an instrumental part of this,
He is.
I'm wondering what he's saying.
He is. We missed him. We missed him versus
Gyökeres
Sunderland.
scored 2 goals, then disappeared. Now,
2
going
goals.
back to
He
Sunderland's
has 6
match,
goals in all competitions this season.
going back to Sunderland's match, you know Sunderland only made 2 shots on goal. Do you know that it's only 2 shots that Sunderland made, and all the 2 shots went in?
They went in.
The point I'm trying to bring is, you know, that we've not been looking at something in as far as the defensive lapse at Arsenal. Arsenal were really exposed. 2 shots, 2 goals, you lose 2 points. So that's why I'm saying, you know, Arsenal fans should be very scared of what is coming up. He's talked about the upcoming AFCON. Yes, it's going to affect teams like Manchester United. But I normally look at life in a very positive way, in that when you lose an opportunity, others gain some momentum. Because I'm looking at players coming in who might fill that gap. Yes. Because Arsenal is priding themselves in the fact that they don't have major players who are going to come back for the AFCON.
None, actually.
But who tells you that Arsenal is going to succeed in that period?
Because we'll have all our team. We'll have the bulk of our team.
The loss of your neighbor,
Because I believe Arocho and Mutiso...
the loss of your neighbor is not your gain. That's
Thank
what
you.
I want to tell
Thank
you.
you, Coach.
In this aspect,
He has to ensure. He has to
This aspect
ensure.
it is.
No.
It will be our game.
You know, you've been talking, I've been silent. Now when I'm talking, you want to talk.
Thank you.
Naido Kiburi Arsenal. That's why I never want
We
them
own
to
the
win the
streets.
league. You see,
We own the
for
streets.
3 seasons, they've been bottling and he's still mouthing. Now imagine if they win, what will happen?
Well,
This is the season I said that
Now,
we
guys,
will have no excuses.
Please, guys.
We have
Let's
squad
move.
depth.
Still on the English Premier League. It was a very busy weekend. We also what happened at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Manchester, for the last, I think, the last time Manchester United beat Tottenham was back in 2021.
yes. Yes.
And what they did over the weekend, to me, at least it was a plus, having the last 5 matches of Manchester United and Tottenham, zote Tottenham imewapiga.
7.
Yes, so getting a point at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium,
Look at
that's a
the way-
plus. Let me start with you, Coach.
Look at the way he's
Mbenzi.
looking at you.
The way you're looking at me.
Yes.
I'm just saying my own point of view. No, it was a plus for us having to beat a team 4 years ago, Manze, and then right now at least wako away. Mbenzi, let me start with you because the women yangalia man.
Yes. Yeah, you and I, we support the same team. As a coach, one thing I don't bank on stats, the previous stats. Sijui umenipiga, you bet me 5 matches, now you come. I don't do that. Every new day brings new challenge. That match, Katela, we bottled that match. Our coach did the mistake. And Motiso will tell you, when you are leading, if there's one department that you do not touch, especially when you have not conceded a goal, it is your defense line.
Very
Okay? So what coach did in that match, the moment he touched our defense line, he exposed us. So I think if the coach did not touch that defense line, we were leading that game. We were controlling that game. And unfortunately, we took 1 point, which is not bad, but I think we deserved the 3 points that game.
Mutiso, and then I'll come to you, Arocho. There's a way you've sneered your face.
No, I'm surprised with the double standards. When Arsenal drawing, it's a huge loss, but when it's Man U drawing, then it's a plus.
Having a team
I'm not
that
seeing
we
any
last
angle
beat
there.
in 2021, having 1 point, getting 1 point away, trust you, Mutiso, it's a big thing for Manchester United.
No. Man U just have a terrible defense.
Oh my God.
That is a fact. And that is something that I've been seeing since the beginning of the season. That Manchester United did not address the issues that were affecting them, apart from the goalkeeping area, where they shipped out Onana, who is doing very good, by the way, in Turkey. He's doing very good. He has the most clean sheets in
That
Turkey.
is his level.
Come on, seriously. Anyway, when you look at Manchester United, they were on a 4-match winning streak before Nottingham Forest, who were second to last in the table, drew with them. After Man U scored, drew first blood, they were leading in that match. So it's not an issue of a coach's mistake. The issues that were affecting Manchester United were not addressed. The problems at Man U were not in the striking department. They were in the defensive area and in the midfield area. Those points were never addressed, and that is why Manchester United will continue conceding those goals. Last season, Man U, for the first time since, I think, 100 years, you conceded over 41 goals in the league. And right now, you're on course to even surpass that record. You're conceding in almost every other match. It's only Sunderland that have kept a clean sheet this season. And it's something which is a worrying trend. And I hope that come January, the coach will do something. He said he can't wait for January. But then again, when you look at the players that Man U will lose for the AFCON, they are the ones who have more than half of the goals for Manchester United this season. So I don't know what Bwana Arocho is trying to say that
I'm not saying.
other players will come. No, he said that other players will come in
Now,
and take that chance. No, it will not happen because
speak right now.
the players who
He
will
hasn't
come
spoken
in,
anything
they're
about
like the
Manchester
Zagzi. Zagzi has not been playing this season. The coach does not even trust him at all anymore. So Man U should just wait for January while they are fighting for relegation and try and show up that defense and that midfield.
Two, Mr.
Well, I don't want to respond to Mutiso because, you cannot respond to every barking dog.
I say.
But on a light note, though, I think Manchester United and Tottenham were bogus in this match. They were bogus because look at the way they are conceding goals. This is top level. And in top level, you don't concede goals the way I saw over the weekend. Last season, Manchester United lost all the 2 matches, both away and home. And to be precise, it is 7 matches that United has not won. Now 8. against Tottenham. So when I look at it from that perspective, I think it was a point for United, and Tottenham lost 2 points. But having said that, I'll come back to my initial statement concerning this match. It was a very bogus defending from the two teams. You score a goal seconds before the match ends, then United equalizes. You know, it just describes what I've been saying about two teams in this league. That is Tottenham and Newcastle. Newcastle is another team that is not serious. They have everything. If it's finances, if it's that financial backing that everybody cries for, Tottenham has, and Newcastle has. They've even changed their pitch, Tottenham. They've even changed several coaches, and you're not seeing them progressing. So in my own assessment, these are two teams that should be ashamed of themselves moving into the FIFA week, because you cannot concede 2 goals within 3 minutes on top level.
Now, still on the English Premier League, we also what Chelsea did. They have moved second. Let me say, use the word temporarily, all right?
View once.
They are number 2 currently. They beat Wolves 3-0. They were at home. And wanakuja vizuri. This is their 4th win out of 5 matches they've played. Mutiso, unachekiaje Chelsea? Is Chelsea a threat to your team?
No, not really. They are not really a threat because when you think that Chelsea are back, then they do a Sunderland. They get beaten at Stamford Bridge. And against Wolves, it was a given that they will definitely win that game. Wolves has not won a game this season. They are stuck at the bottom of the table with only 2 points this season. For Chelsea, I don't think they can look at that game and say that we are really gaining momentum. For real, come January, maybe they will have other reinforcements and maybe take their team back to 80 players. And this Chelsea team and Enzo Maresca, it's surprising that he still doesn't know his first 11. Because in every other game, you'll see a different first 11. And with all the players that Chelsea has, you cannot compare it to Arsenal. Arsenal has many players, but they add to the squad depth. Any other player can become a first 11. But when you look at Chelsea, the coach does not trust most of his players. When you look at when Chelsea is playing in Europe, on the wings, he plays Byron Gittens together with Estevao and Pedro. And it's their most potent attack in Europe. And they're scoring a lot of goals in Europe. But when you look at home, he plays with Garnacho and Pedro Neto. And those two, plus Joao Pedro, those 3 have not really clicked. And that is why you can see it's a stopgap measures for Chelsea. This squad, this game, they have a different squad. The other game, they've changed totally almost everyone. And one of the main issues I can say is in the defense. They have around 8, 9 defenders, but he only trusts around 3 or 4, and they're conceding goals every now and then. So something has to give. Coach Enzo Maresca has everything that he needs. That's Arocho said that Newcastle, they have everything. Chelsea are the money bags, one of the money bags in England. So they definitely he needs to get his first 11 so that he stabilizes that ship. And then maybe they will give Arsenal a run for their money.
Do Coach Ken Kabede?
I agree with Otiso on that. But maybe one thing to answer you, I don't think Chelsea are quite back. Wolves, they also conceded 3-0 against the other team, Fulham.
Who are not won in 6 matches.
Who also haven't won. So I don't think Chelsea are quite back, but they have depth. And I think maybe they might try to surprise. Win, lose, thereabout, but they are not back.
Arusha.
Well, I'll support their sentiments
Thank you very
in
much.
terms of the strength. When you compare Wolves against Chelsea, I don't think in the last 3 or so seasons, they've not been comparison. Last season, Chelsea picked 6 points out of Wolves, scoring a total of 9 against 3. So winning against Wolverhampton for Chelsea, I think it was just a matter of time. And that's what I normally put my mark. I normally look at the league as And that's why I differ with coach when he says that he doesn't really consider the previous meetings when he's doing his analysis. You have to look into that because that helps you grow into your season. Because if you picked 6 points from a team last season, you assume that those are points that you pick. And in any case, you drop those points. That will help you gauge yourself moving into your season. But over and above that, I think Chelsea are now trying to bring their team together. I'm looking at a coach that came into a team that was somehow scattered because the team was quite big in terms of their playing unit. And now he's coming up with some sort of a structure that will help the team. For me, Chelsea might not perform well or even win the league this season, but it's a team that in the subsequent seasons and subsequent years, not long before, let's say 5 years, they are going to win the league, but not now.
Not now.
I'm looking at a team for the future.
Now, finishing up on the English Premier League, yesterday we saw Manchester City. Currently, they are 4 points behind Arsenal. They beat Liverpool 3-0. First half, walikaza sana, but at the end, wakatoboka. Mutiso, wacha nianze na wewe.
I wish Annette was here so that I could
Yes.
Actually, you know, when
Yes.
that was a good win for Man City. But then again, when you look at Liverpool, they not really give Man City a run for their money. But then again, there was a turning point in that game. That disallowed goal from Virgil van Dijk. For me, that goal should have stood. I don't know what happened with the communication with the VAR. He should have been sent to the monitor, just like he was sent to the monitor to check that penalty appeal when Jeremy Doku was brought down by Georgi Mamadashvili. And I really don't know what happened, because I've seen Manchester City being awarded a replica of that goal against Wolves last season while they were drawing. And these stories came up, especially during mid-match. I was watching the mid-match analysis, and every pundit, including Gary Neville, they were saying that that goal should have stood. The referee should have been sent to the monitor. If I can echo the sentiments of Coach Anslot, he said that after the game that it was a clear and obvious mistake from the referee. Virgil van Dijk, the captain of Liverpool, he said that if I start talking right now, there's a whole 2 weeks break for the international break, and everyone will be talking about what I have said about the referee. So there's no point of discussion. But we'll discuss this because we are not attached to those two teams. Because I feel that the officiating in that game was not up to par. This is a big game. This was a huge decision. The referee should have been sent to the VAR. I remember 2 seasons ago, while Arsenal was on top, and Manchester City had gone away to play Liverpool.
Sure.
It was the second last match, the end of the season. And I'm sure if Annette was here, she will remember and can attest to that game. The game was 1-1. It was 2-3 minutes to the end of the match. And Jeremy Doku, flying kick to McAllister's chest inside the 18-yard box. That situation did not go to the monitor. And Michael Oliver was the referee in that match. And everyone was complaining. Man City won that game. They were supposed to lose. And they gained momentum and won the league eventually. So these kinds of officiating, especially in big matches like this, they should be critical when it comes to officiating. I believe it was a turning point. And you see, when you're a player and you see like big decisions like this going against you, you lose your morale. And that is what happened to Liverpool yesterday. I'm not giving excuses for them, but that particular incident was a turning point in that match.
To your Roach, and then I come to Coach Ben.
Mutiso seems to be a magician. Because, you know, I wonder how Mutiso only sees Arsenal as the only team that plays soccer. Because any example that he brings, he'll only give you example when Arsenal are aggrieved. But coming back to the incident, personally, I was doing commentary on Radio 47, and I made a comment. I made a comment in the sense that corners don't have offside because they must have at least 2 or 3 touches. There was only 1 touch, if you ask me, and that touch was Van Dijk's touch. I wonder, no, there was a rebound. I think there was a rebound because whoever was assumed to be offside might have been closer to the goal. But for me, a corner, I didn't see how it was going to be an offside. I said it on air, and I got some reactions from fans who thought that I was wrong, but somehow I'm being vindicated because I saw a statement from, I think from the two teams. I think the Van Dijk statement, it says it all. I think the referee got a wrong call, but I'm not seeing this as a turning point. That's why I differ. That is my differing point with Mutiso. Yesterday, Liverpool were just overwhelmed. By that time, Van Dijk was taking on that corner. The team was down. Look at Mohamed Salah. There was nothing from that team yesterday. So I differ that could have been a turning point. That could have been a reason why Liverpool lost. No. Yes, they ought to have gotten that goal, perhaps for an equalizer. But ultimately, I feel that they could have lost that match. They were overwhelmed by a team that, until now, if you ask me, that is the team that can give Arsenal a run for their money.
Coach Kabedi.
I have two things about that match. The first one is, let me speak about that match first. I think it was an offside. It was because whoever was stated to be in offside position was so close to the goal line and might have made, or rather, his action might have interfered with the goalkeeper's decision in that scenario.
No.
Let me finish.
Coach Kabedi, please finish.
Mutiso, super
Utaapil baadaye.
You know,
Please go ahead, Coach.
that is my view. Their view, whatever they hold. My view, that was an offside. The second thing, I think that also, the whole match, not that situation, the whole match, puts the referee's body and the VAR and the whole PGMO into test. I think there was a lot of poor decisions into that match, but not the offside one. There was so many poor decisions into that match, and it is so unfair to such level of competition. This is EPL, that level of match. These are two big teams for such poor decisions to be made. And of course, human is to err, but I think at such level, the error should be minimum, not as much as it was in that game.
Now moving on to the SportPesa League back here. Yesterday, Nairobi United beat Kariobangi Sharks 4-2. Vijana wamewaka kuwaka sana.
The chicken are finally coming home to roost.
Let me start off with you, Rachel. Let's talk about Nairobi.
I picked the microphone. I picked it. The chicken are coming home to roost. I've been saying something about Sharks, and somehow I'm being vindicated. I think they've been overrated. I think there's a major problem within that team. I don't think anybody has gone deep to get what's happening. They are really conceding. It's one of the teams that is conceding many goals in the league. But I like the fact that their coach was appointed as the under-17 coach for the national team. I don't want to take away that from him. He's been a coach that is associated with the young players. He is someone who knows where to find players. Though I heard him talk about the time that they had for assembling the team was quite short. But for me, I think you need to work with what you have. But going back to the Nairobi United match, Nairobi United is not any other team at the moment. Nairobi United dismantled Bandari in my presence at Dandora Stadium. It's one of the teams that is currently flying in this league. Very good consistency, very good financial backing from the governor of Nairobi, a very good coach in Nicholas Muyoti. You know, football is a game that has several components. And when all these components are at par, then you get success. I'm looking at a team that is perhaps going to play in the quarterfinals in the Confederations Cup. I look at the draw that they had. I hope that they were going to get, the fixture will be into their favor, because when you have such a big tournament, you need to have the fixture in your favor, in the sense that you have perhaps a weak team to start as you move into the group stage, and of course, perhaps the big teams towards the end. But having said that, the chicken are coming home to Angoa.
Now, yesterday there was a derby, the Serikali and the Sirkal, whereby Gor Mahia beat Police FC. Jana tulijua ni Sirkal, ilikuwa juu ya the Serikali. Mutiso, being a former Gor Mahia player, and Gor Mahia is doing currently very well, and what do you think made them win yesterday's match?
Well, allow me, before we delve into that, I'd like to also weigh in on Nairobi United, and I think that's a good project going on. Right now, they're occupying third place, having played 6 matches, won 4 times, have lost 2 times. And those two games that they lost, it was quite unfortunate because they were at the back of their CAF Confederations matches. So you cannot you can take that away from them. But then again, for yesterday's match, Gor Mahia versus Kenya Police, tuliona timu gani ndio serikali kweli. Police are better off down there protecting the sanctity of the Premier League, because when you look at the bottom of the table, there's Police, there was Ulinzi, AP's Bomet, so the defense is very tight towards the bottom of the table. But I'm so happy for Sharif Musa, who scored the second goal. I mean, he earned his first call-up last week for Harambee Stars for maiden call-up, and when you get that as a player, and the following weekend you have a big match like that against the defending champions, and you score a goal, that shows you're justifying your selection. And I really hope the matches I've seen him play, that game against Mathare United, where he also scored, and he's a man who has confidence right now. He's a man who's on form, and I hope that he also clicks and he takes this form to the national team, because we need players who are on form in the national team. And Sharif Musa is one of those old school wingers where I saw him whenever he's 1v1 versus a defender, he will try and take that defender on. And that is what I like about him. I've been watching the Premier League for the past couple of seasons, and I've not been seeing that. Even in the national team, we've not been seeing that. Players who have confidence that when I'm getting to this fullback, I have the ability to beat this fullback, maybe bring in a cross or even score. So for Sharif Musa, he's playing almost akin to Boniface Moshiri. He's someone who's also fearless, and that is why he's a mainstay right now in the current national team setup. So for Kogalo this season, apart from Nairobi United and maybe Kakamega Homeboys, who I think will fall off as the season goes on, will give them a run for their money. For Nairobi United, they look very strong this season, and they have a game at hand. They're 4 points behind Gor Mahia. So if they win their game at hand, they'll be only 1 point off Gor Mahia. If they go to the later stages of CAF Confederations, I really hope that they have a big squad. The January is coming. It's only 2 months away. And I hope the coach, Nicholas Muyoti and Salim Ali, together with Edwin Maura, who's my former teammate, I really hope that they add more players to their squad.
Coach Ken Kabedi, I know you're very saddened by what happened with your team, but let's talk about Gor Mahia and Police FC, Jana. Umeingia hapa when you're complaining, our field, we were beaten, blah, blah, blah.
Before we touch on the Gor Police,
okay.
wacha niguze kidogo.
Bugusa.
Nairobi United. The beginning of the season, I was proud saying Nairobi United might win the league. However, I'm changing that statement. Arocho said Nairobi United are consistent. I don't think they've been consistent in the league. They've only won like the last 2 consecutive matches. Walipigwa, I think Sofapaka 3-0. So they are gaining.
Coming from?
Listen. They are gaining momentum. They are gaining consistency, but they are not yet consistent. I've watched a couple of their matches. Them beating Kariobangi Sharks. It's a good, congratulations to them. But I don't think Kariobangi Sharks is it's a big team that you can just dump yourself, say we played the best and everything. Yes, 4 goals, that's good. Then I am proud as a coach in that match. Kidogo Pandya Sharks, one of the players I coached debuted in that match and scored against Nairobi United. That for me as a coach, I take that pride. For the Police match, again same scenario na Sharks na Police. Sharks na Nairobi United. I think Police, the coach is yet to understand the team, and luckily for Gor, they found Police in that situation. and they took advantage of it. Again, on what Mutisa said about Shariff Musa, the previous national team coach, Firat, once said that Kenya, we do not have natural wingers. We do not have good wingers. And I think now that statement is going to change. Boni is doing wonderful work. Shariff Musa is doing wonderful work. If you watch KPL, at least you can see, but we're still not yet there. We still just have a handful of people those wingers who are able to see the space and take on their opponents. That shows the SportPesa League is becoming better, the Kenya football is becoming better, and so far so good. The league is super competitive, and when we can, Tuguzia Mathare United.
Tuguzia Mathare United. Tuguzia, actually, I'll give you some few minutes now. After failing before we move on, let's listen to what Coach had to say about Gor Mahia's win yesterday against Police FC.
Congrats to the opponent. They deserve this win. We, in life, in sport, in football, either win, either learn the lesson. Now we learn the lesson about how and what to move forward, and ahead of us, we will see how to manage everything in the days.
Today, it was special because we saw the opponent play, and so, you know, normally we go 4-3-3. This time when we went 3-5-2, in order to put pressure on them. We did that and work in the first half. Second half, we were just, as a matter of fact, to manage the game. We saw them coming in with long balls and stuff, but we weren't too worried about it at all.
Now, gentlemen, after failing to register a win in their last 5 matches, Shabana did that thing over the weekend, and I think I'll finish with Arosha. I'll start off with you, Coach Ken Kabedi, and then Mutiso Alafu.
No, I need to say something about God.
The table toppers.
So yesterday, over the weekend, Shabana walipiga Ulinzi, and I don't know what happened because the Ulinzi that I saw playing against, which team at Gor Mahia, when they drew 1-1. I don't know what happened, but Shabana jana ilifanya ile kitu. Arocho?
Well,
you wanted to say something about Gor?
Ulinzi just rose to the occasion when they were playing Gor Mahia. Ulinzi was so pathetic when they lost against Bidco. I was in that match. And in fact, when they were playing Gor Mahia after Bidco, I feared that Gor Mahia were going to thump Ulinzi. But going back to Gor Mahia's match yesterday, one thing about police, they need to be consistent about coaches. You cannot be changing coaches time and time again. A coach's performance is seen after 6 months. So when you bring in a new coach, you expect, personally, that's my opinion, you expect to see whatever is performing in 6 months. But if you sack a coach in a year or less than a year, then what are you doing? You mean that you're always going back 6 months behind. So I think police needs to stamp some authority. They need to get a coach and trust that coach. Gor proved something, and I've been saying it on this show. Gor Mahia currently has a galaxy of stars. I'm not looking at the players who played in this match. I'm looking at the players who didn't play. Look at Gor Mahia's bench, quite strong. So for me, that will be their strength. Even if you pick the 6 or so players who are going for the national duty in Turkey, Gor Mahia can still take. Look at the young guy called Brighton Onyona, a very young lad who is going to make his debut, I believe, because he got his maiden call the other day. A young man who has come and just revolutionized that defense. He's playing so well, very positive in his approach of the match. He inverts so well. There's one thing about defenders in this country that I've not been seeing, but I'm seeing in this young man. When you go watch Gor Mahia, look at the left guy, the guy on the flank, the defender. He inverts so well and converts as a midfielder when Gor Mahia are on attack. But congratulations once again to Gor Mahia. I believe that the Gor Mahia are just setting the stage for next season. Because Gor Mahia are not where they belong. They belong in the Champions League, not in the group stages, but in the quarterfinals going forward. That is where the Yangas and Simbas of this world are. And I hope that what they are doing they'll sustain what they are doing. Now,
let's talk about Shabana.
To my team, Shabana, this one was obvious.
Congratulations.
No, it was obvious. It was obvious.
Congratulations.
It's like congratulating someone you cannot congratulate me for taking my son to school. It's my duty. So, Shabana winning against Ulinzi, for me, it was obvious. I was in that match. 15 minutes before time, I walked out of the match. I was so confident that Shabana is going to win. Now, everyone has been talking about Shabana, that Shabana is going down. This is a wake-up call. We are back.
What is it?
I enjoyed that win for Shabana, and I really have a soft spot for Shabana, and it's largely because of my good friend Bwana Arocho. He made me take notice of Shabana and what they are doing, especially with the fans thronging into the stadiums, whether they are at home at Estadio de la Gusii.
Estadio de la Gusii.
Whether they are at Estadio de la Gusii Stadium or they are away at Bandari in Mombasa, their fans always turn up. And at Ulinzi Complex, you could see the red and blues. They dominated that. And yet, they were away from home at Ulinzi Complex, where Ulinzi Stars played their home matches. I thought that maybe Ulinzi Stars will have more fans than Shabana. But then again, that happened, and I'm so happy for Shabana. I don't really know if they are back, because when you look at Ulinzi Stars, they've been lackluster this season. They've not been really winning matches, and they've also changed their coaches this season when it started. And right now, their former captain and former captain of the national team, Harambee Stars, Stephen Ochola, is at the helm of that team. And is his maiden call-up in the top flight?
No, second.
Yeah,
second time Ulinzi.
Oh, at Ulinzi? Mm. Ah, okay. I guess I missed that. But then again, I don't know if he'll stabilize the ship. I'm really wishing him the best. He's my good friend. I wish him the best. But for Ulinzi, I think their problems are far and wide, and it's not really in the coaching department. And they really need to up their game. If they don't, they will go down hard and fast.
Before Coach Ken Kabedi comes in, let's hear what both coaches from Ulinzi and Shabana had to say about yesterday's game.
Lakini cha msingi ni kuwahimiza wale vijana ambao wako hapa kwa sababu wana talanta waweze bring out the best out of them, so that wanaweza kuirudisha hadhi ya timu mahali ambapo inafaa kuwa.
I believe tuliwaambia wakuja wacheze ball, because ukiangalia kiwanja inachezeka, so tulitaka wacheze ball, waji express, ilikuwa waji express, wa make their own decisions, na ukiangalia most of the time wame make decisions zao, na hizo decisions zao ndio zimefanya tukapata ushindi leo.
In a nutshell, let me start with Coach Ken Kabedi. FC Leopards, after beating Shabana, wakakuja na kelele sana, kidogo wakazimwa. What do you think is wrong with FC Leopards? Mara Sugar waliofanya ile kitu?
I don't think there's anything wrong with AFC. I wish we had pictures of that field. Iyo ya Mara Sugar. So pathetic. So pathetic. You could see the tracks, lorry tracks, kwa kiwanja. Then you wonder which kind of pitch is that. And the same thing happened kwa sisi Mathare jana. Same thing even in the regional league ya wasichana, the team I coach. Tulienda game jana Arocho kwa kiwanja, iko tu na post moja. Na tunaambiwa ni kiwanja. You wonder what is happening.
So how did you people play?
We did not play. We took a walkover, and then you imagine tunaenda home na points 3 na hatujacheza. So back to your FC, again I will repeat it, FC and Ambani, they're going to carry the league. Maybe not this season, but eventually they'll become the winners of the league. Maybe next season, the season after. Why? I have full trust with what Ambani is doing. I've seen what Ambani is doing hands-on, what he did at Waterbucks, what he did at Mara Sugar. Now at FC, which is a team that iko kwa roho yake. He is FC is Ambani, and I think he's going to do amazing. Maybe just a small slip that puts them slightly in check, but the both Ambanis, they're going to lead FC in the right direction.
Let's move on to Harambee Stars. Coach Benny McCarthy, kidogo pia ni mwite tena Ken Kabedi. Coach Benny McCarthy named his squad, and Harambee Starlets on 14th they are facing Equatorial Guinea, and 18th they are facing Senegal. Wadau, kikosi umetoka. A lot of people have talked. Call up Musa Sharif, of which is a very good player. Mutiso, kazi ipo ama mambo nyoso?
Kazi ipo, but I really wish that game against Equatorial Guinea was
at home.
At home. I mean, we have Kasarani Stadium right now. We have Nyayo Stadium right now. So I really wish, and also for the fans, you know, it's been a while since we saw Harambee Stars play. I mean, since Chan. So going forward, I really wish the federation has this idea of having a mini tournament come next year in preparations for the AFCON, just like it was at Karatu, the four Nations Stadium. I would like to see maybe a round robin where Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania can play each other in a round robin. We can play even away from home, at home, and to see where the teams are and bring that competitiveness. That game during CHAN, Kenya versus Zambia, that day, it fell on the day where Arsenal was playing Manchester United, right? And when you look at the numbers, it was more, the viewership for Kenya versus Zambia, it was Herculean. You cannot compare it to the Arsenal versus Manchester United game. And maybe that prompted, and it raised eyebrows, and you could see the FIFA president, Infantino, came to Kenya to witness the finals of the CHAN, because he saw something spectacular. It was a spectacle when you see that our home side, the Harambee Stars national team, getting more numbers than Arsenal versus Manchester United. And I think for me, that's a positive. And I really wish during these international breaks, we can have more and more home matches, not away matches, because we need to get used to playing around our stadiums, because the AFCON will be in Kenya. So we need to have a feel of our stadiums. Tunafaa tuzoee, tujue. I remember while I was playing in the league, and there was Shaka Ruturi at Old Trafford. That team really knew how to utilize their ground. Their surface was huge, bigger than even Kasarani, but they knew how to use that stadium. So it should be the same with Harambee Stars. When you look at the squad, final squad for the Harambee Stars, I mean, everyone deserves to be there. And going forward, Benny McCarthy is getting to know the Kenyan players more and more. And I like the fact that he goes to the matches. I like that fact. When I go to matches, I also see the assistant coach, Anthony Kimani, my former captain at Mathare United. I always see him in these matches. So it's a good feeling when you see the coaches, they are in touch with the national team. Our previous coach, Engin Firet, I'm sorry to say this, yes, I feel sorry for him that he never had a home match here in Kenya. But then again, he spent most of his life outside Kenya, in Turkey, and naming his squad while he's in Turkey. So he was not really in touch with the national team. And I'm happy that we took one of our own as the assistant coach in Anthony Modo Kimani, and also Benny McCarthy, who's an African. So going forward, I wish him all the best, but I hope that the FKF takes note, because next year I think the FIFA will put into play the 1 month international break. The small international breaks will be removed from next year. So that 1 month, I really hope the FKF can take note and maybe talk with the other federations from East Africa and maybe have a mini tournament in preparations for AFCON 2027.
Coach Ben McCarthy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Ben McCarthy, please.
Yes, everybody called up deserves to be there. Big congratulations to the coach, bringing in some new faces in the team. And that shows the coach is still wanting to see more of what can fix here, what cannot fix there, so that he can have the best squad when comes AFCON. But you see now we have 2 matches, Equatorial Guinea and Senegal. Big congratulations whoever put that match. It's good. It's good when Kenya plays against big names, big teams. And I also agree 100% with Motiso. One thing as a coach you always try to create an environment that is similar to the competition environment. So I will urge the federation to have more of our matches, more of our friendly matches at home, especially even on the field that we will use for AFCON, even to make even us fans to relate more with our players, come AFCON. But all the same, congratulations to McCarthy for what he's doing, and wish the team all the best in the upcoming match.
Papa Fred Arocho, I know you've got a lot to say about Harambee Stars.
Yes, first and foremost, those are good quality friendlies. Before, I think we were never getting quality friendlies. Yeah, it's good to play friendlies, but it's even better when you have quality matches. When you're playing at teams that are preparing for AFCON, these are teams that are preparing for a big assignment in the next few days. AFCON is coming up early December, and Senegal is just gearing up for for the event. For our players, I think it's an avenue or a platform for them to have a feel. We might not play, we are not going to play in the AFCON in Morocco, but when we play these players, we get that feel. And I'm so proud of the collapse, Musa and Brian. Once again, I'm saying it. Brian will be more or less a Marcelo, Eric Ouma. He's an Eric Ouma in the making.
Yeah.
He's a player who is quite confident, he's so fast, he's so agile, and this is what we need. More players getting into the national team, more players acclimatizing themselves with the environment that comes with big matches. I really wanted to have traveled to Turkey. Unfortunately, I'll not make it, but this, even for us journalists, is a very good venture. This is where we can also relate with our players and even get their opinion in terms of big matches as we are moving into AFCON. Everybody is preparing for AFCON 2027. Players, coaches, even us journalists. We are preparing. We need to get that atmosphere, that environment that comes with big matches. I wish Harambee Stars all the best.
I remember the last time we played Senegal in the AFCON in 2019, where we lost in a game where Matasi saved a penalty against Sadio Mane, but then again considered a very pathetic goal. And right now, I hope that we have a good game against the 3-time African champions. You know, they'll be facing 7-time Sekafa champions. So we're also champions in that aspect. And I really hope that we give Senegal a run for their money.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. Arocho, Ken Kabethi, and Mutiso. It has been Monday Blitz. Let's meet each and every single Monday from 8 p.m. Good morning. I am Katela Macy.